Mal vs HK Dream11 Team Prediction, Hong Kong Tour of Malaysia 2020, 5th T20I, Captain and Vice Captain, Fantasy Cricket Tips Malaysia vs Hong Kong at Kinrara Academy Oval, Kuala Lumpur 7:30 AM IST. Mal vs HK Dream11 Team Prediction. Mal vs HK Dream11 Team Prediction, Hong Kong Tour of Malaysia 2020, 5th T20I, Captain and Vice Captain, Fantasy Cricket Tips Malaysia vs Hong Kong at Kinrara Academy Oval, Kuala Lumpur 7:30 AM IST. Malaysia and Hong Kong are playing in bilateral 5-match T20I series running from February 20th to February 26th. All the matches will be played at the Kinrara Academy Oval in Kuala Lumpur. The first 3 matches will start at 5 p.m. IST. The penultimate match of the series is scheduled to start at 11:30 AM IST, while the 5th and final game gets underway from 7:30 AM IST. Malaysia have taken a 2-0 lead after winning the first 2 matches and are just a win away from pocketing the series. They won the rain-affected series opener by 21 runs, DLS method, and then won the second game on February 21st by 35 runs. Malaysia won the third match by 8 runs before taking a commanding 4-0 lead, winning the penultimate game as well. Malaysia vs Hong Kong, 5th T20I match live cricket streaming, check live. Cricket score, watch free telecast of Mal vs HK T20I Series 2020. Malaysia will square off against Hong Kong in the 5th T20I match of 5 matches series. The final game of this ongoing tournament will take place on 26 February 2020, at Kinrara Academy Oval Ground in Kuala Lumpur. The home team currently leads the series by 4-0. The bilateral series, which started on 20th February 2020, has offered Malaysian cricket team fans with lots of excitement, while for Hong Kong team it has been a sorry tale. Meanwhile, you have arrived at the right platform, if you are looking for free live cricket streaming of Mal vs HK T20I match. In the below article, we will also help you with match timing details and telecast options of Malaysia vs Hong Kong 5th T20I match. Malaysia vs Hong Kong, cricket score 5th T20I match. Malaysia defeated Hong Kong in the 4th T20I match of the ongoing series by 13 runs. Malaysia posted a total of 1677 in 20 overs in the previous game, where Hong Kong managed to score 1547 in 20 overs in their chase. Malaysian cricket team wicketkeeper batsman Virendeep Singh scored 50 runs from 40 balls, for which he was adjudged man of the match. When to watch Malaysia vs Hong Kong 5th T20I match? No date, time and venue details. The 5th T20I between Malaysia and Hong Kong will be played at Kinrara Academy Oval, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on 26 February 2020, Wednesday. The match will start at 7:30 AM IST, Indian Standard Time, and 10 AM local time. Unfortunately, there are no broadcasters available for Hong Kong's Tour of Malaysia 2020. Therefore, there will be no live telecast of Malaysia vs Hong Kong 5th T20I match. However, fans shouldn't get disheartened, as the Mal vs HK 5th T20I match updates, videos and highlights can be followed on Fancode website or app. There are also other online streaming options, which we will share below. Hong Kong was close to victory in the previous 2 games, however they collapsed in the end during their chase. Hong Kong side led by Ijaz Khan will indeed look forward to avoiding a whitewash against Ahmad Taj Malaysian side. Delhi violence, students protest outside Kejriwal's residence, police used water cannon to disperse them. Alumni Association of Jamia Millia Islamia, AJMI, and Jamia Coordination Committee, JCC, on Wednesday organized a demonstration outside Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence, seeking action against those responsible for violence in the national capital and restoration of peace in the city. Delhi police used water cannon to disperse the crowd from outside Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence after hundreds of students gathered there raising slogans of "Kejriwal come out, talk to us," and demanding restoration of peace in the intervening night of Tuesday and Wednesday. Alumni Association of Jamia Millia Islamia, AJMI, and Jamia Coordination Committee, JCC, on Wednesday organized a demonstration outside Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence, seeking action against those responsible for violence in the national capital and restoration of peace in the city. People gathered outside Kejriwal's residence and raised slogans demanding action against those responsible for violence in Delhi. They also garrowed Kejriwal's residence. Appealing to Kejriwal to take action against the violence in affected areas in northeast Delhi, protesters who called themselves concerned citizens, asked the Chief Minister to personally visit affected areas with local MLAs and organize peace marches to de-escalate tensions. They also urged the Chief Minister to inform citizens about steps taken by the Delhi government and allow all rescue operations to reach hospitals from the affected areas. They further appealed to identify perpetrators of violence and take action against them. Delhi police personnel appealed to the students to disperse. However, they had to resort to using water cannon when the demonstrators refused to disperse. Those who did not leave even after water cannon was used were detained by the police and taken into custody. While speaking to India Today TV, some students told that some of them even sustained injuries after police resorted to using water cannon. Pravesh Mohammad, who participated in the demonstration, said that Delhi police used water cannon on Kejriwal's instructions. He said that the use of water cannon on students in winter is a dastardly act. Late on Tuesday, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal called an urgent meeting at his residence, of MLAs and officials of the violence-hit areas of Delhi, to take stock of the situation and issued instructions to take all necessary steps to restore peace. In the wake of violence in northeast Delhi, National Security Advisor, NSA, Ajit Doval late on Tuesday reached Selampur area to take stock of the situation and visited violence-hit areas. Union Home Minister Amit Shah also held a meeting with Delhi Police and Home Ministry officials in the wake of violence that has been raging in the national capital for the past 2 days. The Home Minister urged political parties' leaders to exercise restraint, rise above party lines to tackle the situation, according to an official release. He also urged leaders to avoid giving provocative speeches and statements which could result in a flare-up of the situation. At least 13 persons have died so far and around 190 are injured in the violence that has been raging in northeast Delhi from Monday. Simply put, what Delhi government cannot do. In the ongoing violence, what action can the state government take in a UT where police are under the center? Under what circumstances can Delhi call for central forces? And if called, what is the state's role? Amid the violence that has rocked Delhi, a union territory, a key question being raised is whether or not the government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi can take any action to bring law and order under control. The answer is not a straightforward one, with many factors coming into play. Can any official of the Delhi government request the union government to deploy armed forces to maintain law and order? The NCT of Delhi, under Article 239A, has been given a special status, which gives powers of lawmaking and administration to an elected legislature and the Council of Ministers. The law, however, puts two subjects, public order and police, directly under the union government. Even here, there are exceptions. Two sections of Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC, 129 and 130, give the executive magistrate certain powers relating to unlawful assembly. If a group is found in unlawful assembly under Section 129 CRPC, the executive magistrate can issue orders to these persons to disperse. If this fails, the magistrate can use the civil force, which is the police. If these efforts too fail, the executive magistrate, under Section 130 CRPC, can call an officer of the armed forces of the Union to disperse the assembly. This section states that it can be invoked for public security. Therefore, under these two limited powers, the executive magistrate, who reports to the Chief Minister, can issue orders relating to public security. How does Section 130 CRPC operate? It has three subsections. The first subsection states that if the civil force is not being able to disperse an unlawful assembly, and if it is necessary for the public security that it should be dispersed, then the executive magistrate of the highest rank who is present may cause it to be dispersed by the armed forces. The officer of a Union armed force must comply with the requisition made to him by the executive magistrate. However, Section 130 CRPC empowers the officer to decide, on his own, the manner in which the unlawful assembly has to be dispersed by forces under his command. The second subsection under Section 130 reads, such magistrate may require any officer in command of any group of persons belonging to the armed forces to disperse the assembly with the help of the armed forces under his command, and to arrest and confine such persons forming part of it as the magistrate may direct, or as it may be necessary to arrest and confine in order to disperse the assembly or to have them punished according to law. The third subsection states that the armed forces shall only use a little force. It states, every such officer of the armed forces shall obey such requisition in such manner as he thinks fit, but in so doing he shall use as little force, and do as little injury to person and property, as may be consistent with dispersing the assembly and arresting and detaining such persons. Does a full-fledged state have more powers to call the armed forces? While public order and police are under the state list, the state government may request the union government to make available armed forces to help restore public order. Even in circumstances where public disorder is not so serious as to fall in the category of an internal disturbance, as defined in Article 355 of the Constitution, the union government may accede to the request. However, it is important to note that except for the limited purpose of dispersing an unlawful assembly, and arresting its members, for which Section 130 CRPC empowers the executive magistrate to requisition the aid of the army, neither the state government nor any authority under it has been conferred by the Constitution any legal right to call the armed forces while dealing with the public disorder or internal disturbance. As defined in Article 355 of the Constitution, the union government may accede to the request. However, it is important to note that except for the limited purpose of dispersing an unlawful assembly, and arresting its members, for which Section 130 CRPC empowers the executive magistrate to requisition the aid of the army, neither the state government nor any authority under it has been conferred by the Constitution any legal right to call the armed forces while dealing with the public disorder or internal disturbance. Also, the 7th schedule of the Constitution, which deals with the subject of public order in the state list, states that use of the armed forces in the maintenance of public order is outside the purview of the states. When was the army called in during the 1984 anti-Sikh riots in Delhi? P.G. Gavai, who was Delhi's Lieutenant Governor when the anti-Sikh riots broke out in 1984 following Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's assassination, requested the government to deploy the army. The Justice Ranganath Mishra Commission of Inquiry has found that there was a delay on the part of the Delhi administration, Lieutenant Governor and Commissioner of Police, in calling the army, though about 5,000 army men were available by midnight of October 31, the day of the assassination. The Nanavati Commission too had agreed with the findings of the Justice Mishra Commission on the delay in calling the army. Tarlokan Singh, who was press secretary to the President of India and deposed before the Nanavati Commission, submitted that the President had contacted the Lieutenant Governor on the phone and had told him to take all possible measures to prevent the riots, and that the President had also told him that, if the situation was so bad, army assistance should be called. Among those who deposed was HK Gujral, later Prime Minister of India, who said that on the morning of 1 November 1984, he had contacted Lieutenant Governor Gavai and told him to call the army, and that the Lieutenant Governor had replied that, if the army is called, there would be panic. Major General J.S. Jamwal, who was the general officer commanding of Delhi area, deposed that on 1 November 1984 at about 11 am, he received a message from the Chief of Army Staff that he should be ready if any request is received for help from civil authorities, after which he contacted Lieutenant Governor Gavai and told him that if any help is required from the army, he should be informed. He deposed that the army was deployed late in the evening of November 2 and it really became effective from November 3 in some areas.